All right, you're good.
I'll call it.
You're good, brother.
Ready? Okay, hey. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, you know, we are the Hebrew Israelites, the great millstone, coming out here once again on the highways and hedges through the spirit and power of our Lord and Savior. We want to give our praise and glory and honors to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. You know, the brothers here from Atlanta, here to, you know, break bread with the brothers here in Tampa. And, you know, this is all through the spirit of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You know, our people, you know, are going through a lot of, you know, things right now in Babylon the Great, you know, America. A lot of our people are protesting and they feel a certain way about everything that's been going on. The coronavirus, you know, like I said, the protests, you know, the different, you know, cases of police brutality. When the Lord has his men here set up to tell our people the right way to go, you know, because we're here to you know, let the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans know that they are the Israelites according to the Bible, God's chosen people. Okay, and that there's going to be an elect and a remnant that's going to be delivered from all the plagues, all the wrath, everything that the Lord has set up to end this wicked world. The Lord is going to save us. Okay, you know, so although you have different celebrities and different things going on of trying to basically help and protest against the society, the Heavenly Father already has everything set up to protest against the society. He has the prophets out here, okay? He has teachers out here to let the world know exactly what's going on, okay?
That's yeah, this is Isaiah 11 and 11, and it says, and it shall come to pass, Isaiah 11 and 10 I'm gonna start at. And it says, and in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people, and it shall be the and to it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea.
Right, and that's our message. Because the root of Jesse, that's speaking about who the word English calls Jesus Christ. That's Yahushua. Okay, he delivers. Okay, he has been left and set up as a sign for our people. So all of us that have been seeing the injustice in this society, you know, like Scripture says about sign and crime for all the abominations thereof, that remnant, that chosen few, there's going to be a deliverance, not just here from America, but from around the world. Okay?
Right.
In all the different countries, no matter whether they're in the Middle East, whether they're in Africa, whether they're in Asia, the Heavenly Father, he hasn't lost one. Right. He's going to save his sheep. Okay? Because this is the time really when our people should really be seeking the Heavenly Father. Everything that's going on right now, all of the biblical prophecies that come to pass, that's a sign for us to seek our power.
Right.
Okay? So can I get Isaiah 30 and 20? Baba Kushai? You got something too?
Yeah.
Okay. You can bring it out.
Okay. This is Joel 2 and 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Yeah. And that's what we're out here to do. Blow the trumpet through the Spirit. Warn our people, warn the Israelites what's going on, but also let the heathen know that the Heavenly Father has a judgment coming for them. Okay?
It says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. Great people and a strong, there has not been ever the like.
Right, and that's going into the day of the Lord, where he's going to put his spirit into what's known as intercontinental ballistic missiles. Because the Bible prophesies about the war of Armageddon taking place. Okay? It's what the world knows as World War III. Right. That's going to take place between Russia, Libya, Iran, China, and America, and the state of Israel. And America is going to be totally destroyed. So that great army that the brother's reading about in Joel the 2nd chapter, that's going into the army of the nuclear missiles. And the Lord's Spirit is going to be in those missiles to destroy this wicked kingdom.
Right, right.
Okay? And that's really good news for us. Because, you know, we got a lot of people talking about, well, especially when it comes to riots and looting. Well, you know, a lot of our people feel a certain way that, oh, well, we should burn this place down. Right. Well, the Lord's going to burn this place down.
Yeah.
He's going to burn America.
Right.
Okay, we have to go according to His Spirit. Because doing it in the Spirit that people are doing it in, that's not according to the Holy Scriptures. That's not, they're right. It's not patience, and that's not going to bring about a true solution. Okay?
Because Jake is carnal. So their mind is physically burning down these buildings, but the Most High, we're actually destroying this place spiritually.
Right.
Because that's how you destroy a kingdom. You got to destroy it spiritually before you can destroy it physically.
From the inside out.
That's why the Lord said in Revelation that it's only going to be 1 hour to destroy this, because the hard part was to spiritually pulling down the strongholds of this place.
That's right. That's right. And then ultimately the Lord is going to fix us do it, but the point is for us to be in His Spirit.
Right.
We can't do this according to us. So the Lord is sending the warning out now, and He's been sending the warning out. Okay? We got Isaiah 30.
Hey, kind of real quick, like the brother's saying that, you know, Jake just want to take things into their own hands, but that's they've done it before and nothing changed. But like the brother said, man, the vengeance of the Lord. All right, yeah, you think we ain't mad? You know, we hate this. Like brother quoted them that signed Christ. We're the actual ones signing the kind of all the abomination, man. You just protesting because the nigga got choked, a knee to his neck and died. We're talking about all the things that has happened to our people, you know. But we understand that we gotta wait for Yahushua to come back to enact that, you know, that vengeance act, you know.
It's because our people don't realize Esau got to pay for what he did during the Greco-Roman Empire time. He got to pay for what he did to us when he went into the temple during the Babylonians. Esau's tab, y'all's tab is short, bro. Esau won't mind paying a nigga's tab, but the tab of the Lord, as the scriptures say, his sins have ascended unto the heavens.
So there's a day of reckoning coming. Okay?
That's it.
It's raining.
Park right here.
All places you can.
Wow. That fire coming.
Hey, you know what? Hey, but we gonna make it loud like a
Hey, what we bringing out that fire?
Exactly.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse, what was it again? 22? 20. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 20.
If it's not too loud, I don't know.
And though the Lord gave you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into the corner anymore.
Right, so the Lord said that he has, though He's given us the affliction, right, the oppression, okay, things that we see that we should feel a certain way about, all right, He said He's not going to have your teachers be removed into a corner anymore, okay? He said, yet thy eyes shall see thy teachers. So like what the brother was just saying, okay? Although you have people protesting now about these recent incidents, we've always been out here. We've always been out here telling you what the so-called white man did to us, what he's done to the earth, to the animals, okay? Even to the other nations, okay? Right, to himself. We told you how he's been against the Bible, although he claims to be an upholder of the scriptures, right? Okay? We've been out here letting you know that things in this world have not been right since the beginning, right? Okay? So when the Lord says you're going to see your teachers, it's not talking about Elijah Muhammad. Right. It's not talking about
T.D. Jakes.
Polite and T.D. Jakes and these other Christian pastors. Okay? The Bible says wisdom is going to be in the streets. So the Lord has set up His men in the streets to teach His word. So you're seeing your teachers. Yeah, go. Okay. Okay, so I want to finish up.
Okay. It says, getting back to the verse 20 of Isaiah 30, it says, yet shall not, I read the whole thing. And though the Lord gave you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall thy teachers be removed, shall not thy teachers be removed into the corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
Right, the eyes shall see thy teaching. So you're seeing the men that's been standing up for his word for so long. Alright, and the time is coming to when the Lord is going to glorify his name. He's going to glorify his knowledge. Because this is going to be the only thing that our people can run to as the trouble gets a lot harder. You know, right now it's curfews and quarantine. Okay? But in the future, it's going to be more death, destruction. Okay? It's going to be more than just one isolated case in each city. It's going to be 20 blacks and Hispanics here, Native Americans on the reservation over here. Not just one, but it could be 20, 30 being mowed down. Okay? It's going to be a whole major situation in this country, man. Alright? But that's the wrath of the Lord.
Right.
Okay? You want to get the precept?
Yeah, back down there, this is Sirach 36 and 15. Give testimony unto those that have been, that thou hast possessed in the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name.
Yeah, so the Lord, so it says, give testimony that have been with me from the beginning. So the ones that's going to be able to testify of the evil and the atrocities that have happened to our people over all these different lifetimes, that's given to the Lord's servants. Okay? That's why he said, raise up prophets that have been in thy name. We're going to tell you the name of the Lord. So when as more and more of these situations arise, you'll know who to pray to. Okay? When you go into the book of 2nd Ezra, he says what? Although he's a man of the Lord, he knows what's going on, he still said what? He said, woe unto me, who shall deliver me in those days? We get emotional. We feel certain things in society that's not right. But instead of us going out here looting, we know that through the book of the Lord, the scriptures, you know, through the Spirit, all right, that all we have to do is call on our power.
And you know what?
You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, and the reason why you people are even out here protesting is because of the prophets. Man. Yeah. You know, we've been prophesying that you people was going to start gathering yourselves around the country and around the world. So the Lord raised up the prophets to tell you people, going back, like you said, the Israelites have been protesting. Some of the elders have been possibly watching a video going back to Rome West, where events was going on in the 80s. I was raising them up. The men of the Lord have been protesting the injustices consistently. See, you people, you've done 10 days in, and I'm gonna say this through the Spirit, that y'all be out here 8, 9, 10, 12 hours a day. We come out an hour to 3 hours, depending on the camp and the region, and we get more done. It's only about 10 of us, and there's thousands of them, but this is more efficient, man.
That's right.
Jake doesn't even really truly understand who they're protesting. They don't know who they're protesting. They think they're protesting, you know, so-called racism. But hey, little do you know, the Lord Yahweh Shai is a racist, man. And he's really against these so-called white people. Here it is, you got fucking Edomites protesting with Jake, you know, amongst Jake talking about BLM and all this bullshit. Well, really, you know, really, both of y'all being judged on both sides. You know, because you don't even know who the real enemy is. The real enemy is
Right, and that's a good point, because you don't know. That's why the Lord said he gives you teachers, not just protesters and extremists. No, we're out here to teach you. It's just thy eyes shall see thy teachers. We're teaching you why these things are happening, and we're telling you the right way to go about it. You can go out there and protest, and you can hold up a sign, but what is the people learning? What are they getting from it? Because you know they're not going to get anything carnal. People are not going to get anything carnal. They're not going to get reparations and be satisfied. So what mentally and spiritually can the people get from that? They can't get nothing. Nothing from a fist, nothing from a march, nothing from a sign. Alright? So the Lord said, I shall feed you. I shall give you pastors that shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. That's right. So that's why we're out here on the streets. It's not just to be out here, you know what I'm saying, The silent pride is out here because we silent pride and we know we can teach the next brother, the next hopeful elect member. You know?
I got something for you after that. The next verse, 21, Isaiah 30 and 21. And thy ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it.
Right. So it says, and you shall hear a word behind thee, meaning if you walking and you see these videos.
Yeah, the Lord. Yeah.
Right? Hey, and you on the street, it says, and you shall hear a word behind you saying what? This is the way. Okay? So what we're telling you is, look, what we're speaking on, what we're teaching you, this is the way to go. Okay? This is the way to go. Go ahead.
This is the way, walk ye in it.
Walking in this way.
When ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left.
Meaning no matter what you do, you got to have this in mind. You got to have the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures in your mind and your spirit. But that's what God does. Okay? We don't get involved in the shenanigans. Okay? But the things that we're doing through the Spirit, we have the Holy Spirit, the Heavenly Father guiding us. Okay? Through His Son. They're guiding us in our daily walk. When we turn to the right, turn to the left, this is what we're about. And this is where our power lies. Okay? You know? We did more than that.
This is Proverbs 11 and 21. And it says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Yeah, because like the brother mentioned, also you got a lot of, these Edomites using this situation, Black Lives Matter, as a reason to get their grievances off. And because we got these people protesting, they all got different opinions, different agendas, but because they are out there, everybody's in unity. You're not in unity in one spirit. Okay? Yeah. And you can join and say, well, look, see, it's not against white people, it's against
it's not a black and white, it's against racism.
Right, against racism. But racism, that's biblical. Okay?
Yeah, you're never going to get rid of that.
Yeah, you're not going to get rid of racism.
March ain't
okay?
gonna change racism.
March is not going to change it. A couple of cool tweets and some memes is not going to change anything.
So that's the whole deception of Esau, is because Esau knows that racism isn't going to go anywhere because he's the original racist. He created. Really the Lord is a racist himself. But Esau is racist himself, so that's the hypocrisy of it. Yeah, he says he wants to do away with racism, but he's the biggest one.
Right. These low grade Edomites.
He knows how to use it. He knows how to use it against the people. But like what the brother just said, just read, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished, because you'll join together. But guess what? They're still the wicked.
Right.
They can, even if certain legislation gets passed, guess what? The so-called white man and these Edomites, they still have to go into slavery.
Hey, but you know what, bro? If I may say, the reason why racism isn't going to leave is because at the end of the day, you tribes, you still under these curses, man. Yep. And the Lord raised up Esau, the so-called white man, to do what? Be the whipping stick. Yep. So just because you want to protest and march, the Lord ain't hearing your protest, man. Because again, the Lord put you in the position that you're in, and the Lord is the only one that's going to deliver you out of this situation. That's
right.
So the Lord got, and the funny thing about it is you protesting racism and stuff of that nature, but you really haven't seen racism yet. You really ain't seen it. This generation really ain't seen the full extent of racism. This racism in the last 20, 30 years it's PC. It's
systemic. It's systemized.
Right, it's systemized, it's hidden. But what we're going to see very soon is these so-called white people, they're just going to start putting you to death just on sight because you don't look like them.
Yeah, real racism.
Real racism is about to come. The racism our people dealt with 100 years ago, 200 years ago. Man.
That hate. Let's say that old hatred.
Special
hatred coming. You got that.
Oh, yeah.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 8.
That's it.
Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations,
that's right,
that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
That's right. So the Lord says, look, here it is. You have a problem with these other races and nations, right? But the Lord said that's his determination. The Lord determined to gather these nations and countries together that have done us wrong. But he said, look, you have to wait upon me. You have to wait till I give it. And the only way you're going to know how to wait on the Lord is if you listen to the men he set up. Okay? Yes, you need men and you need leaders to guide you. That's the way it is. Right, Black Lives Matter. Those, right. You need people to actually come together with the event so you can go.
But you need leadership.
You need leadership. But the question is, what leaders are you going to follow? You know? What leaders are you going to follow? What guidance?
They say Black Lives Matter is compromised. You know, there was a guy recently that was exposing that whole thing about how really it's not even, you know, when they say George Soros, George Soros started that whole Black Lives Matter shit.
It's been compromised since day one.
It's set up by the enemy.
Exactly.
But this truth that we have here, okay, the scripture says that the gates of hell cannot prevail against it.
That's right.
That's what Yahweh told Peter. So this is something this isn't anything that our enemy set up. Okay? This isn't anything that the so-called white man can take. Because where there's one group that teaches the wrong thing, and he does have a certain presence in, there's also that one group that he can't touch, man. Because these are the men of the Lord that the Lord set up. Okay? He set up Great Millstone as a standard of the 100% doctrine.
Yeah.
Those of you that don't take heed to the doctrine, that's on you. But the truth is out here. You can't stop the truth. Okay? Yeah. Acts 5 and
got it.
What you got? Okay.
I got it. This is Acts 5 and I'm gonna start at 38. Acts 5 and 38. And it says, and now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them be alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught.
Right, so the work that we've been doing for years on years, okay, certain men decades, this work that we've been doing, if this not of the Heavenly Father, it ain't gonna come from nothing. There's not going to be any gain in following. There's not going to be no influence. There's not going to be no strength. But when you look at every other philosophy that our people have tried over the last 100 or so years, everything's failed. From Garveyism to Rastafarianism to
Africanism.
It's been debunked.
You know what I'm saying? You know, getting these different Hispanic and Native American organizations together, they've all failed. They've either all died and killed or they're in prison. Okay?
Compromise.
Yeah, you know, they're all compromised. But when it comes down to the Israelites teaching the Bible and letting you know who you are, that's never been compromised. Since the Lord gave us this understanding back, it has been here continually. And it's not going to be compromised, and it's not going to be stopped. Because guess what? Like Yahweh said, he's the way, so we tell you this is the way.
Yeah.
This is the way to go, man.
I was gonna say, if I may add to your point, is one of the hardest things in life is finishing something.
Yeah.
It takes a real skilled mindset to finish something, like finishing a project, a building, work.
Yeah.
And what did the Lord say? That Yahweh Shai is the Alpha and the Omega.
Yeah.
So he has to literally come and finish this. And that's why Esau's not going to finish his enterprise. Because it's of the Lord's will, like we read in Zephaniah 3 and 8. It's his determination, not ours. This ain't even our will to do this.
Yeah.
You know, this is beyond us, man. I'm going to finish this off for you.
Yeah, go.
This is Acts 5 and 39. But if it be of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, ye cannot overthrow it. Least happily ye be found even to fight against the Most High.
Yeah. Yeah, so if it be of the Heavenly Father, which it is, you can't overthrow it, you can't stop it, you can't have, no matter how, you know, you can't make us sell out, okay? You can't send your agents and your groups at us, okay? You've tried and tried, but this thing has only really expanded, okay? The truth has grown to the point where our people are recognizing it. People are searching.
It's a household name.
Yeah.
The Hebrew Israelites is a household name.
Yeah. Right. To the point that even now openly in your meetings, you're now openly speaking about so-called black Hebrew Israelites. That's just how much influence this word has. Okay? Because this is something that the Lord set up, man. It's all prophecy. Everything you think you're going to do, we already know and understand. Okay?
Hey, we told you so that he's going to do these things. So when shit happens, we're not even awe and shocked.
Yeah.
We told you this was going to happen.
We told you what you want to do.
Hey, and a point, real quick, a point to that scripture the brother just read. How many times brother's been ran off by police, got in scruffles, but what? Brother's still out here. We had Jehovah's Witness in our old spot. The first week that the coronavirus came out, they disappeared, man. So, because why? That was another Most High, man. That came to a halt. As soon as they heard something in the wood, the woodworks.
Oh, brother, how many Christian pastors have died from the coronavirus? All right? Y'all been dropping like flies. All right? It's probably damn near 100 religious leaders within Christianity that has died from the COVID-19. But over here, I don't know about y'all, brother. I don't know anybody that's teaching the word and as a follower of Mashiach Yahushua that's died from COVID. I mean, we're comfy, but he's a demon.
Right. He was right. He wasn't of Yahushua. He was of a whole other spirit. Yeah. And even then, how many congregations you hear are infected?
Right.
How many Israelite congregations you heard are infected? Whether they in Great Millstone or not.
True.
Not a lot.
You haven't heard it. Because the Lord set this truth up to be a pillar in the earth.
Yep.
Okay? It says, lift up the banner upon the high mountain. Man, this is the banner, this is that standard that the Lord has given for our people to come unto.
That's right.
Okay? We are here for benefit. We are here to benefit our people. Hey, we out here for our people.
Yeah. Hey, we was out here with signs. Before it was cool to be outside with signs.
Right,
Exactly.
Now they're wearing they're wearing the mask, which gives off, honestly, where we're from, Middle Eastern energy, where you wear the turban and they wrap it around the face because they was living in the deserts and shit.
Yeah.
Y'all are really jocking our styles, man.
But that vibration is out here because we've been pushing that vibration out here through the truth. Things been poured out.
Y'all brothers hold this stuff,
Yeah, brothers hold this stuff.
I got Isaiah 30 and 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, would say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not, to us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits.
Yeah, and that's what our people want us to do. Our people want us to come out here unified in the same colors, the same armbands, right, and go on a dang march all down, whatever strip and city we live on. They want us to go down each main road and march and
no peace is no justice.
No justice, no peace, and scream and all you're doing is wearing out the soles of your shoes.
Yeah.
You're not, you know what I'm saying? That's not doing anything.
Tiring your feet out.
Okay? Is it being visual? Listen, we've been visual. Okay? We're visual.
You hear them all?
Okay?
They getting crazy.
They're protesting now, I'm telling you, it could be in a matter of a week, and they could not be out there.
Exactly.
They open up the NBA season, man. You niggas going home.
As soon as July hits,
They ain't about to open up the NBA.
And like the scripture the brother just read, if they were to come over here and they hear the response of the Lord, how the Lord feels about all this nonsense, they're going to be mad at us. They're going to try to kill us. Because what? They want somebody to come up here, we need justice and da da da. Man, you ain't going to get no justice from the devil.
All lives matter.
Come on, man. You gonna go to the same man that put you in slavery for justice? Come on, man.
Hey, I tell you what. Hey, you know what? You know what? Hey, all lives do matter. All right? But there's certain lives that mean more than others.
Exactly.
The lives of the Israelites matter way above the lives of a East Indian or
Black lives.
or a Chinese. What a real black lives are Esau. Esau's gonna be black out
Esau's the real Black Lives Matter.
Esau is a real black man, and he's going to be black because he's full of darkness. We're the children of light. Okay.
What community has the light
with darkness? And what community has light with darkness? That's right.
I got something.
Okay.
Somebody got something? This is 2nd Ezra. 6. Yep.
Oh,
6 and 55. Would you hold that, bro?
Yeah, I'm just close. You got it.
Oh, okay, come. It's the 2nd Ezra 6 and 55. And it says, well, I started at 54. And it says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him comest we all.
Right, so this is going to the fact that, you know, everybody, Christians say that, brothers say that. Yeah, we all come from Adam.
We all bleed red.
Okay, yeah, we all bleed red.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Al.
Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Right, but now when it comes down to all lives, the Lord said he got a chosen people. Yeah, we all come out of Adam, but guess what? Out of Adam, there's a chosen particular amount of lives that matter more than other lives.
A perfect example is, look, if all lives matter, why would the Lord kill everybody but 8 souls during the time of Noah?
Right.
Clearly the Lord don't give a shit about everybody like that, you know?
Right.
Lord's got a remnant, and that was symbolic of the remnant that he got set up on earth today, man.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, all lives don't matter.
What you said earlier? 8 represents
Glory.
You gonna push that?
No, I thought we was a little bit more.
You want me to finish it? Okay, go. Verse 56. And as for the other people,
Right.
which also come of Adam,
Yep.
thou hast said that they are nothing.
Oh, so the other people in the world, the Lord says that they're nothing. Okay?
So all lives don't matter.
Right. Hey, the only matter that they will have in the future is going to be our slaves to work for the Israelites.
Right.
That's it.
But as far as their importance in the eyes of their Heavenly Father,
Reverence towards them.
yeah, the reverence, they're nothing according to the scriptures.
Yeah, well, they're nothing
Okay?
now.
Put in Isaiah 40.
They're
15.
important. Yeah.
Less than nothing.
That's
Less than nothing.
It's vanity. Go ahead.
Verse, reading on. And it says that thou hast said that they are nothing but be likened unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Right. So if you got a bucket of water, you know it's raining. So if you had like a bucket out here, and you picked up the bucket and a little bit of water still out, that's the amount of
in your day.
importance that you nations have. You're like
Like you washing your car and some water splash
oh
out
my
the
God, I
bucket.
dropped, you know, oh, I dropped,
Gotta
you
refill
dropped
the
some
bucket.
water.
Yeah.
Now you got to refill it back to the exact point.
Break
You
it
got to
down
make
line
it
and
matter.
shit.
Y'all trying to make people's lives matter. The Lord said the only people's lives that matter in his eyes are the chosen. Well, he said the apple of my eye.
Yeah.
But the rest of the people of the world did nothing.
Born
Except
of
to
vanity.
serve us. Yeah, vanity.
That was scripture say, not all they of Israel are Israel. The Lord don't even care about all of Israel.
Yeah, right now.
That's
the
why they're
2/3
dying in the streets like that. you know?
Yeah, right now the 2/3 of our people, 2/3 of the amount of our people are going to be destroyed.
Black ass heathen.
Black Lives Matter. Yeah.
But then there's the majority of them is Edomites.
Right, and we're going to, well, because they're the
That's
real
the irony
Yeah,
of it.
exactly. Yeah.
the darkness,
That's
the
them.
men of darkness.
That's their movement.
So, Sirach 33 and 10. And all men, correct, and all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge, the Lord has divided them and made their ways diverse.
Right, so the Lord said, yes, all men come from Adam. They all come from the ground of the earth. But he said he's divided these people.
Right.
He's divided the races. He's divided the ethnic groups. And he made them have different ways, different manners, and different spirits.
So what's that called? Separatism.
So, yeah.
But we're supposed to be all about it, all inclusive,
Right.
or whatever the word, and bringing it all
Tolerant.
and bringing everybody together. Bringing everybody together is the reason why America's one big shithole, man.
Right, that's the reason why we're going through what we're going through.
Yeah.
Because if the so-called blackest man and Native American man was in their own land, you wouldn't be worried about these so-called white cops killing them, because there would be none.
Yeah, Jake needs sovereignty. Really no solution, because Jake looks at right now. Jake's solutions, the only thing they've come up with so far, as this whole racism, is support black businesses, and support black businesses and vote.
Vote, yeah.
But guess what?
Yep.
Basically, what you're doing is you're including yourself in the
society
so-called white
that
man
don't work for
society
you.
that don't work for you.
They
That's
don't
separate.
want you
The only solution is sovereignty. The only way you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to get sovereignty is under Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
That's it.
You'll never get sovereignty, because let's say you build up a city to your own, to where you use your own money, you know, oh, that's another thing. You using the so-called white man's money.
Right.
But let's say you build up a city, you get your own money, you get your own land, and you got gates, and you know you don't deal with Esau.
You know who pushes that?
Who's that?
General Yohana.
Yeah,
Right.
yep.
General Yohana and ISUPK, because they don't believe that this place is going to be destroyed. So they really want to go to the middle of the country and create ISUPK-opia or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know what? Through the spirit, man, hey, even if you niggas was able to create a city, I still would live under Esau, man. Because you niggas is ruthless.
Yeah, they're gonna be the worst.
They're gonna be the worst. You imagine living in a this is ruled by niggas.
It'll be worse than
Hell no.
Everything gonna be janky.
It be dope everywhere.
Everything gonna be janky. You gonna have different yeah, man, that shit.
City of niggas.
Hey, just like we read, if this council be of men, it shall come to naught. So eventually, that whole city is gonna come to naught. Look at Black Wall Street, or not only is it gonna be crooked as hell because it's ran by niggas, but Esau gonna come burn that motherfucker down, man.
Right, he did it, bro. It's so, it's like, yo, man.
What's that videos going around with the black woman talking about Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
She was talking about that.
Yeah, what she
Like
said?
Tulsa and
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Rosewood.
Yeah.
You said that if you saw him come burn this shit down, burn right now.
Right, it's like, why you fighting? You fighting to do something you already did that didn't work.
Yeah.
You want to create your own city. Tried it, failed. Or you want to vote. Tried it, failed.
Want to march?
Never right.
It doesn't work.
And then black businesses in 2020 is based upon the internet, which the so-called white man controls, man.
Right.
You niggas don't got your own. Yeah, this is black internet. That's off.
That's off, man.
That's why we gotta go, man. This place, that's off.
What is that?
Wicked.
That's who you got.
That's Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives
Yeah,
Matter.
Black Lives Matter in a nutshell.
I guarantee if you ride past that crowd, they're gonna start cheering.
That's off.
Come on, man.
Hey, well, see what the thing is, Jake, they're so far gone because all they want is equal. They just want to be equal. But this man, the way the system's set up is so you can't be equal to him.
Right.
No matter he'll make a facade, you know, an illusion to make him feel like he's equal, but at the end of the day, he still ain't shit in his eyes.
Well, what it is, see, how can you're trying to play a game against someone that made the fucking game.
Right, they made the game.
It's Esau's system.
You were designed
To make you designed for you to lose. It's Esau's system. You trying to play a game where this motherfucker makes the rules.
He got the high score.
That shit though, yeah. He plays his own way. It's his fucking game.
Then when you lose, he be like,
He can
start
change
over.
it. Well, he can change
Right.
it.
Based on the rules that you know.
He'll change the rules.
You can't do that.
Like, nah, but see what happened was 2 weeks ago we said this in law. Oh, you didn't know about that, did you? Yeah, but you didn't know about that, huh? Because Esau, he does what he wants. Because this is his world. This is his world, baby.
Got something for you.
Okay. You didn't know.
Verse 12. So some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified.
Some races, some people the Lord separated to be blessed, exalted, and sanctified. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, and set near himself. But some of them
But some races, go ahead.
have he cursed,
Oh, hate right there.
and brought low, and turned out of their places.
So the Lord said that he has people that he set up to be exalted, and then he set up people that he made to be brought low and be cursed.
Damn. That's where they come.
Yeah, come on, you read the last verse.
And who was that recently reading out of the book of Ecclesiasticus on TV?
You see him?
It was
Gino Jennings.
We tried to get away, bro. We tried to get away.
You know,
All of a sudden,
I think you read the same thing. I think you read it. Where you read?
wisdom.
On the 34.
Oh, yeah.
It was something like that.
something,
Yeah.
It's
They're on both sides of the
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Satan, I said hard.
real quick, verse 13. It says, as the clay is in a potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him.
Right,
To
so
bring
we're,
it to them that like his best.
yeah, God, so the Lord said that we're like clay in his hands. He makes them, I want these people to be the best people. I want these people to be the cursed people. That's just how it is. Okay? And this is what we're trying to tell our people. Once again, you so-called black, Spanish, and Native Americans, that we are the Lord's chosen people. Okay? We are the ones that he made best. So the affliction and everything that we're going through right now, the Lord's going to change it for us, man. He's going to make it a whole lot better. If it gets too,
Yeah.
Man, this is the most rowdy. This is what you get. This is what you get. Get that on camera. Get it on camera.
that brother just watch.
Yeah, brother, just watch. You know?
We didn't know there was tornado like that.
Yeah.
They ain't been protesting like this for.
It's gonna get crazy, man.
I mean,
Ain't nothing we can do. Let them all pass.
I got a precept.
All right, come. Got that. Hold it. Hold it.
You know, we used to it.
All right.
This is Psalm 7 and 13. And it says, and he hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, I'm going to skip down to 15. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen in. No, I'm going to start at 14. Let me start over. This is Psalm 7 and 14. And it says, behold, behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehoods. He hath made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violence shall come down unto his own path.
But like real quick, the main thing that's gonna fall upon Esau is the mischief that he made. His mischief is gonna fall right back upon him, man. You know. Hey, but and that's what we're pushing for. You know, the end of Esau, not to be equal with the devil. Right. You know, the scriptures say we better than them. We want to be back in that estate.
Hey, that's the disrespect of the society.
They're begging to be accepted.
To try to be on. We're not equal with these damn white people. Right. So why are you marching? This devil brought you down. Right. We're trying to raise you up beyond them. Not okay, it's evil playing field.
Yeah, well that's basically what Black Lives Matter means. Is basically they want to be accepted.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to be accepted. They want the so-called white man to finally shake their hand and be a part of society to vote and all these things. But we're telling you that the system is corrupt, man. And here it is, the hypocrisy, man. Black Lives Matter is mostly so-called white man.
But you know what? When we was building the temple, what did the heathens want to do? The heathens wanted to build with Israel. And what did we tell them then? We told them, no, this ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. But hey, whatever, man. Let the blunt. What they say? Let the blind lead the blind. They both fall into the ditch.
I mean, long as you ain't disturbed, we good.
That was in my precepts.
Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the iniquity that in the time that their iniquity had an end. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Yeah, because you had that cop. You had that cop that took a knee and was like, I'm in solitude with you. But then what did he do right after that? He was the one that pushed that old devil down, that 75-year-old white man. So it's like that perpetual hate. That hate is not going to, man, you could walk from here to fucking Australia. Yeah, right. That hate in the so-called white man ain't going nowhere. Like you could march. You got it, bro. You good?
Oh, no. Hey, like you say, it's a tough slide.
No, I was just saying, yo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I was saying, you can march, but then as soon as you get out of the line, Esau sends his pit bulls in there to get you back, whip you back in the line.
Right.
Right. But you know what? That's the thing. That's why the Lord has a standard set up. But there's a way to go. There's a way to go in this world. Now, when you get the Moses Young, I don't know if you got Isaiah 34:16.
Yeah, really, I'll say this. This whole black thing is really witchcraft, man. It's witchcraft that the so-called white man is pushing on our people.
It's darkness.
Because we've been saying it for years, what the hell is a black person? What is a black person? Where is the nation of black? We're all different shades of brown. That's what cuts you people, man. You all want to unite under being so-called black, but you're not even black, man.
The only thing black is your shirt.
The only thing black is your shirt.
The person that oppressed them, the people that oppressed them, is the one that put the title black on them.
Right.
Come on, man.
That's why they allow. Yeah, go ahead. Protest for black lives. Go ahead.
Right. Oh yeah,
I got it.
And
This is Isaiah 33 and 16.
34.
This is Isaiah 34. Yeah, 1 second, select it. This is Isaiah 34 and 16. And it says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
Right, so we're supposed to be seeking. The peace is going to come in the book of the Lord.
That's right.
That's where the peace is going to come.
Right.
Okay? There ain't no justice, no peace.
Oh, I got something.
Isaiah 57:21.
I got something for you. Here's your piece.
Yeah, 21.
Can I bring this out my boy?
Yeah, go, you can.
This is Matthew 10 and 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Right, so the Lord is not coming to send peace. Okay, and that's really what's next to come. Alright? It's going to be the coming of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai.
That's a fact.
Okay? So the Lord didn't come. Okay? He didn't come to send peace.
Right, you gotta bring it out again. Matthew 10 and 34. Think not that I have come to send peace on earth.
Right, and see, this is the issue. See, our people and majority of people, they're not going by what the Lord says. So they don't know it. They don't understand this is all.
These people don't even know what peace is.
Yeah, they don't know what real peace is.
Right.
Hey, because, even though these people, may claim to be anti-racism, this country was built off of racism, man. So-called blacks are only responding to the hatred that their oppressors gave them. Now they're marching alongside their oppressors. That's what Martin Luther King was trying to push upon our people, was integration, black integration.
With black boys and white girls.
Hey, well, this is Martin Luther King's dream coming to pass. This is the result. This is the result of Martin Luther King. Is you have Black Lives Matter, a bunch of fucking Edomites, man. That's the result of Martin Luther King. Man, these people got demons on them, man.
They got BLM demons on them.
They got BLM demons, man.
And that's why the Lord said, well, broad is the way that leads to destruction. Well, you have all people able to, everybody can come and join. That's what's going to lead you to destruction. Okay? But he said, narrow is the way that leadeth unto life. That's why Yahweh Shai said in John 10, I'll say it again, I am the way. So we're telling you, look, this is the way.
Right.
Coming out here teaching our people with the Bible, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to find your peace.
Here it is. You got all these people coming to walk past us, right? And they believe in so-called change for the establishment. Hey, no pictures, man, no pictures. Because they believe in so-called change for the establishment, and they believe against corruption. But here it is, like we've been bringing out. We've been teaching against the corruption of the so-called white man for years, man. For years, man.
And he shows
and here it is, y'all come out here for a couple weeks because you see a so-called black man that got gunned down recently, which has been happening for years, man. What about the so-called Native Americans that got their blood shed on American soil? What about the so-called Native Americans? What about Native American lives?
Right.
What about the so-called white people that shed the blood of the so-called Native Americans? All right. What about the so-called Mexicans? What about the so-called Simeon and the
Puerto Ricans, Dominicans,
the Puerto Ricans that got their land stolen by the so-called white man, man? The white man has brought nothing but corruption on the planet Earth, man.
That's right. That's what America's done.
That's what America's
and
done.
That's why, according to the Bible, America's going to be destroyed.
That's right. That's right.
Okay?
I got something for you real quick.
You got it.
This is, hey, that's the spirit, though. Hey, this is John 10 and 10. And it says the thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. And that's all these white people, that so-called white people, have ever done. But you think we're gonna protest? We're gonna protest if we want inclusion and we want get the fuck out of here, man.
It's like you go to court.
You white people are going into slavery.
That's right.
That's right. That's what the future is, man.
That's right.
You so-called white people are going into slavery, man.
That's right.
That's right.
That's what peace is.
That's justice.
Peace is you white people going into slavery.
That's
man.
right.
Thus saith the Lord, man.
That's right.
Thus said the Lord.
This is John 10:10. And it says the thief cometh not but to steal and kill and to destroy. And that's what these white people, these so-called white people, are the main ones that's looting, destroying the city, because they're the destructive people, man. It ain't gonna be no peace on earth until these so-called white people are exterminated, as the scripture says. Until there ain't no more of you so-called white people on planet Earth. That's when it's gonna be peace, man. That's what they talking about.
Hey, because they ruined the fucking earth, man. Under the hand of you so-called white people, man. You ruined the earth. You polluted the whole earth.
That's right.
With corruption, with racism,
Lies,
deception.
Rape, rob, and murder. That's all he does.
Right, and what's going on to the elites? They got these mini devils. And look, the elites got these mini devils.
mini devils.
You know? Like mini devils. With these Israel, you know, with these Jake devils, you know what I'm saying, coming together now. I've seen one sign that said Black Lives Matter, but then I seen another sign that said All Lives Matter. But therefore, your two philosophies.
Hey, this is a joke, man. You got Black Lives Matter, but it's predominantly, it's like 90% so-called white people, man. This shit don't even make sense.
And y'all are Edomites and you're going into slavery.
That's right.
Like, take that with you, man. They mocking That's what I'm saying. It's a mockery. But our people, the scriptures say what? That our people are sottish children and foolish, man. They don't even know when they're being made mockery of. They don't even know when they're being taken advantage of.
That's what it is. They're being
Come on, man.
God movement that they don't understand.
They don't understand what's going on. Black Lives Matter, they're being facetious. They don't really get that.
They don't know.
Hey, if I can say real quick,
You got it.
this is the spirit of the Lord right now, because in Isaiah 60 it say that the Gentiles, the gates gonna be open continuously, man. All these people gonna be going into slavery up under us, just like this, man. They gonna be bringing their gold and their silver. Then you're really gonna be talking about Black Lives Matter, but we're gonna be addressing us as the Israelites.
That's right.
So keep on walking, but the Most High is marking y'all at a faster rate, man. Prepare for your slavery. You all going in the chains, man. Under the so-called black man, man. First and foremost, Lord, who the world and called Jesus Christ and Hawashai, man.
Hey, if anybody got a problem with the brother saying, it's gonna die. Either you get what we got going on, or you're gonna die. It's just that simple, man.
Elect lives matter, man.
The election matter.
The elect lives matter.
It's going to.
Second Ezra 9.
Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled.
I'm talking about Esau. Okay, go ahead.
And dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt.
Right, and they dealt not.
Right.
Okay, the so-called white man has dealt treacherously with the Israelites, right? Okay. And it says that they have not dealt treacherously with thee, meaning that there's a recompense coming. There's a payback coming. Like we read earlier, we just gotta wait on it to come. We just gotta wait on that judgment to take place, and the Lord to make His move, and He gonna put His Spirit on those chosen to do what they have to do. Okay.
It said, continuing on, it says, when thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled.
When thou shalt cease to spoil, that's not talking about protesters doing it.
Right.
That's talking about the elected Israel going around the world, putting the wicked elites of the society in chains. Now the brother was saying, these Edomites are going in the chains, but it's starting with the elites. Because these people, they're going down American soil. They're going to be, they're the ones that are going to be left here to melt. Okay, our people are going to be left here to melt, and the wicked of these nations are going to be left here to melt and burn. Then they're going to come back and change this land. But they're elite, they're going down. They can hide in the bunkers and they can run away from the face of the media. That's okay. Because the elect are going to know where to find you through the Spirit. Okay, yes, more?
Yes, no more. It says, and when thou shalt make an end of dealing treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Like it says, was that Colossians 3rd chapter, he that do wrong shall receive for the wrong that he has done. the so-called white man rooting up with wickedness and evil on the earth, hey, that's gonna come back double for you, man.
Yeah,
Hey, when you go to court, they'll look what they look at. They look at your past record. If you look at this devil's record, you're gonna be like, this guy's liable to commit another murder.
Exactly.
What other murders he got?
A lot of these Black Lives Matter white people with these shirts on, man, they gonna kill some of you. They gonna kill a lot of you niggas too, man. 'Cause they really tired. They really sick of you niggas, man. Too.
Right.
There's gonna be a lot of you niggas gonna die to the hands of a Black Lives Matter protester. White kid.
That's Sirach 12. They say don't trust your enemy. They say don't set them by thee lest he overthrow thee.
Well, that's what's going on right now. Because it started out where it was a bunch of our people that was in, in this movement, so to speak. But now over the years, the enemy, because they kept them by, a couple of them has been able to come in over time, and now that's the majority of them.
Right.
So now, they're overthrowing it with really their lives matter over yours.
It's to the point,
There's
Jake.
no solidarity in that.
Right.
It's to the point, Jake looked like a coon amongst all that shit,
And
man.
the Black Lives Matter part.
Yeah, the Black Lives Matter. It's to the point, Jake, like, what are you doing here? what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck is Jake doing out here in the Black Lives Matter protest? Didn't you get the memo? It's all white people. You know, that's a white establishment. It's a white establishment. Yo, this shit is irony, man. It's just a lot of irony.
But the point is, that's not the way to go. Okay, the truth that the Lord has set up is through getting with these scriptures.
Straight and narrow.
Okay, right, the straight and narrow, straight and narrow. This is what it's about. This is what's to come in the past, present, and future. And like the brother read, Isaiah 34 is predicated off of prophecy. Okay, prophecy is really what's dictating what's going on. This is prophecy. Uproars of the people, that's prophecy. And it says when we start to see these signs in America, around the world, we know that our salvation is near. Okay? All right, now did somebody get that second Ezra 9? Give me, 13.
Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 13. And therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created.
Right. So we're really supposed to be concerned about, this is why we're not a part of this. Because we're concerned about how the righteous is going to be saved. We know that what they're doing, that's leading them really, if there was, really, this would be a big sign to just say destruction. Because that's where they're going. That's what this movement means. Destruction. So we're not curious about that. We understand what's going to happen living that way of life. All right? But we should be concerned with what the Lord's going to do. Because the world, here's this screaming Black Lives and All Lives Matter, but really the world to come is made for a few. Only a remnant, only a small few is going to have their hands in the movement and shaking in the earth when it comes to the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
And that's going to be the elect of Israel.
Second Ezra 8:1. And he answered me saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few.
That's right. Okay, so the word that's to come, really is being preached about now. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's going to be for a few remnant, a few left Israelites, the elect, the chosen. Okay, that's it. Now, go for more. Second Ezra 9.
Second Ezra 9 and 14. Then answered I and said, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved.
There are more people that's going to perish on this side than be saved. Because the world to come, like the brother just read, is going to only be left to a few people. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Like as a wave is greater than a drop.
Yep.
And as he answered me, saying, like as the field is, so is also the sea, and the flowers be, and the colors also, such as the workman is, such also the work. And as the husbandman is himself, so is his husbandry also. For it was the time of the world.
Right. It was the time of the world, but now this world is coming to an end. Go ahead.
For it was the time of the world. Now, when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me. For For then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed.
So now this world is corrupted. So the Lord's going to have to do away with this world. And that's the majority of the people here, screaming all lives matter. Okay? All lives don't matter in importance. Everybody has their role to play. All right? And the Lord is setting that role up now of who's going to be on top and who's about to be at the bottom.
Right.
Okay? Go ahead.
Trading places, baby.
Reading on, it says, I'll be beginning here. It says, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable with themselves. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that come up into it.
And one of the perilous devices that is coming to the world, trying to make everybody equal and everybody come together. That's the same mistake the world made before the flood, building the Tower of Babel. And what happened? The Heavenly Father destroyed it. So it's the same thing. It's the same spirit now. So guess what the Lord's getting ready to do? This time he's going to use fire. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 21. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people.
So the only thing that the Lord has kept is a small grape from a whole cluster, and that's going to be his great people. That's the elect, the chosen of Israel. Go ahead.
Let the multitude perish then.
So now let the multitude perish. Let the rest of these lives, okay, let them perish. Go ahead.
Which was born in vain.
So this is all vanity.
Right.
It's born in vain. All lives matter. Not even knowing and understanding in the grand scheme of things, you were really born in vain. Go ahead.
And let my grape be kept.
And let the Lord's chosen, let his chosen people, his great people that he's chosen, let them be kept to himself.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
With great labor, and that's us going through this walk that we're going through. Okay, the scripture says that an acceptable man is made in the furnace of adversity. So he's making us perfect by sending us through the spiritual fire in this walk, so we can be kept as that small grape.
Hey,
okay.
And like vineyards, what they'll do sometimes, they'll choose a cluster of grapes, like their choice, the best ones. They'll get them out of the vine and they'll let them sit out in the sun, which is like a trying process. And the ones that survive make the best wine. Whatever grapes are left after that, that's the top wine of that year or whatever.
That's right.
And that's what the Lord's doing. He chose us out of it. Now He's gonna put us through that furnace of adversity, and the ones that make it after that's the top. That's right. That's the best ones.
That's right. So according to the Bible, all lives don't matter equally. Okay? A little bit more. Okay. Oh, yeah, so there you go. All right? All lives don't matter equally. You got this person coming together. You got Asians and so-called whites and blacks and Spanish. They all coming together when the Lord didn't have it. He didn't create it to be so. Okay? But I tell you what the Lord did say. He did say according to prophecy that these last days were going to be just like how they were in the days of Noah, before the flood came.
Right.
Okay? And that was the reason why that happened. Because of the corruption, because of the perils, because of the evil. Because everything that was going on, like I said, it was going against the law of the scriptures. It was going against the way that the Lord made everything.
That's right.
So he said, I'm gonna keep this great, I'm gonna keep these people to myself, the chosen, and I'm gonna set them up. I'm gonna put them on the top. And they're gonna be rulers.
Yep.
Okay? That's the end game. Alright?
I got something dealing with separation. This is Revelation 21:9. And it says, and there came unto me one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials full of the seven last plagues, and talked with me, saying, come hither, and I will shew thee the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and shewed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem.
Jerusalem, he's specifying, okay, the city that the Lord has chosen is Jerusalem. When you read the scriptures, not every nation and every people was a part of Jerusalem.
Right.
Okay? So this has to be going back to referring to those same Israelites that are Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to read verse 1 for you.
Okay.
And then go back. Revelation 21:1, and it says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Now I'm going to go back to verse 11. And it says, having the glory of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and her light was like unto a stone more precious, even like jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a great wall and high, and had 12 gates,
Right.
and at the gates 12 angels,
Okay.
and the name with written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of
So
Israel.
there you go. So the first of all, he said that not only was it beautiful, like a jasper stone, but it had walls. You building up walls to either keep somebody in or keep somebody out. Okay? And now when you go into Revelation 11 chapter, all right, it talks about the outward city being trodden down by the Gentiles. Okay? So they've given that section outside, but the one that's going to be inside, that's the elect. Okay? And the other one's covered by the Lord. And it said that they all had, what was it, 12 pearls, all right? The 12 gates would represent the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You can't get everybody out of that.
It's not a
You can't get all lives out of that. Okay? And you for damn sure not hearing black lives in that, because these people are not black. Although right now they're being called black. They're being called brown. Okay? But these are the children of Israel. Okay?
If I may say, when you're building a structure or like a stadium or whatever, you have what interest ways for specific people. Like this is where the press come through.
Yep.
This is where high celebrity status people come through. If the Lord meant for Elam to come in the kingdom of heaven, there would have been a gate for their ass.
Yeah.
Right.
If he meant for Ishmael, whatever other nation outside of the 12 tribes, that would have been the point right then to say, oh well, here's y'all's gate, y'all go that way. Issachar going this way and so on and so forth. Well, Elam, y'all come on this way, y'all. That's y'all's door.
Right.
It ain't there.
It's not there because that's not the plan of the Lord.
It's not.
That's not the grand scheme of things. Okay? All right, the grand scheme is to have the Lord's people set up. Okay? Somebody get Isaiah 2. Somebody have Isaiah 2 and 1. Okay? Because when it comes down to the next rulership and the next power source in the earth, that's going to come by the Israelites. That's not coming by black people. Black people aren't going to run the world. Okay? Not the Moors, all right? Not the blacks and then those white people that are cool. Yeah. They're not going to run the world. First of all, y'all doing all this marching. Y'all don't have no leaders. Y'all not bringing this to the government. There's no order. There's no structure.
The Black Lives Matter, but Esau is compromised. So that alone cuts. The fact that it was predominantly Edomites within Black Lives Matter, that cuts their whole message right there.
Even if it was
that makes their whole message
people,
null.
Even if and when it was just black people, y'all still didn't have any true leaders. And the ones that did try to rise up, they either got locked up or a lot of them actually got killed. They were found dead later. Okay? Because this is something that Esau wants to have control over.
I think the guy that set it up, the guy that set it up after Ferguson.
Yeah, he was found dead. Yeah, he was found dead, yeah. So you don't have no leaders. Because that's not something that the Heavenly Father thinks of. We read the scripture that said, except the Lord build the house, it shall not stand. Yeah. This is something that the Lord himself, the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, is building. Yeah. He set this up because this is of him.
House of David.
Okay? Right, the house of David is being set up.
Yeah. And if I may, and that's what our people get. Going back to, what is that, 1 Samuel 8, where the people basically strong-armed Samuel to set up a king. And what did the Lord say to Samuel? He said, it's not you that they reject me.
Yep.
Because this is what you people get. No organization, just no order, period. Because it goes all the way back to the Lord was supposed to be our king. Although King David and everything was set up.
That was it.
It was set up in the spirit, but like you said, originally it was the Lord and the priest, and that was, we would have been sovereign, and that would have been it. But no, that wasn't good enough for you niggas. So now you're in a situation where you need a leader, and you don't got it. So good for your black ass, man.
That's right.
And the leaders they do got are blind leaders, leading them to places like this, march down the street.
Matter of fact, Baba Bashar, you guys there too? Can I get Jeremiah 15 and 2?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Jeremiah 15. Was it 2 or 3?
It's 2.
Yeah, it was 2. Yeah, Jeremiah 15 and 2.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 15, verse 2. And it shall come to pass.
Matter of fact, no, just start at the top.
Verse 1. Then said the Lord Yahweh unto me, through Moses and Samuel stood before me.
Right, so no, though you had the law and the prophets to guide you, go ahead, as a people.
Yet my mind could not be toward this people.
Yet the Heavenly Father still couldn't have put his spirit fully invested in you. Because you're not following the law or the prophets, you're not paying attention, you're not leading yourself according to the customs and the covenant that he held you accountable to. Okay? Go ahead.
Cast them out of my sight.
So now the Lord's casting you out of your sight, out of his sight. Okay? This is why you see you trying to find solidarity and unity with the same people that hate you. Go ahead.
Let them go forth, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth?
And that's what's going on now. Now you're a people seeking for answers, seeking for leaders. You know, seeking for a voice that the world listens to. Now you're saying, now what shall we do? Whither shall we go forth? What's the plan? Okay? Well, we've been telling you the plan. We've been telling you the way. Okay? But since you don't want to listen, now the Lord's mind is towards you. So this is the answer to what we have to say for 2 Thursdays. Okay?
It says, then thou shalt tell them.
Then this is what we're going to say. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, such as are for death, to death.
So a lot of you are going to die. Just plain out, just straight out, just die. Whether it be through, the National Guard gets a green light to do something, or they send in a higher level military, or the police force actually really starts killing multiple, Negroes and Hispanics in the streets, or whatever other death. The Lord said we're supposed to tell you, who's ever slated for death, we're gonna get death. Go ahead.
Right. Such as are for death, to death. Such as are towards the sword, to the sword.
Yep.
Such as are for the famine, to the famine.
Right. So a lot of you that are relying on Esau for resources, you're putting your whole trust in the society when there's a famine, and then they're allowing trucks and food trucks to come into the city to fill the grocery stores. You're going to starve to death.
Yeah, you already got judged for that already. The Lord already knew how you could have died. All right, so you could have stocked up all the food in the world and have that shit in your house. But your ass, when the shit pops off, your ass is going to be stuck out there on the interstate, back-to-back traffic. Everybody's going to abandon their cars, and you can't get to your crib. You're going to die of starvation because you thought you had all your trust into the society.
That's right.
And they let you down.
That's right.
It failed you. You know what I'm saying? But you had no trust in the Lord. Brothers were out here. You turn your nose at the brothers. Oh, well, guess what? Well, you slated for this family. And the brother's going to get your shit. The brother's going to go and somehow, find a way to your stockpile of food that you have set aside for yourself.
Yeah, for the ones that did, the Lord said, his servants shall eat, but ye shall starve. Go ahead.
Such as for the famine, to the famine, and such as for the captivity, to the captivity.
So a lot of y'all going to be captured, put in camps, be in prison, locked up in the worst conditions. And because you don't understand what the will of the Lord is, you didn't have the knowledge of the scriptures, you're not going to have a hope and a prayer for salvation. Because the scripture talks about certain men being put in those situations. But we have hopes, for salvation to pray to the Lord. But there's going to be people out here, the majority of them, you're not going to have that. So you're just going to be rotting away in a cell somewhere. Okay? Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 3. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord Yahweh, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy.
Yeah, hey, and then there was a statement made by Trump this week, or was it last week, where he said about they could bring the dogs out. Sending the dogs out on the looters.
And remember when was that Bin Laden? Was that Bin Laden that they went over there and so-called capturing shit in the caves? In the caves, yeah. When Osama Bin Laden got grabbed up, remember they had those dogs with they had metal teeth and shit. Our dogs bite is bad enough as it is, but then they add metal to the teeth. So them dogs they gonna let on you ain't gonna be poofy.
Right.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some dogs that kill on command.
Hell yeah.
Train to kill.
Exactly.
Done ate a few people already. Know the taste of people.
Right.
Blood, yeah.
And train to kill our people, train to kill Israelites, man. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And I will cause them to be removed into all kingdoms of the earth because of Manasseh the son of Hezekiah, king of Judah, for that which he did in Jerusalem.
Right, and that's just going into the history of what happened. And the same thing is again. Now you have people in the stead of Moses and Samuel right now telling you what way to go. But you don't want to listen. So the only thing you're going to get is death, starvation, the sword, and the animals tearing you up. Basically, you're going to be left out here to dry, and whatever judgment the Lord gives you to die in, that's going to be your judgment.
Right.
Okay? But the remnant, those that listen, hey, you're in good hands, man. Okay? Not necessarily because of us. No, it's all through the Spirit. We're just telling you, letting you know, putting you up on the truth. Okay? Don't listen, man. You have something else?
Here's a little more.
Okay.
Next verse, verse 5, says, for who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem?
Who shall have pity upon you and fight your fight? You know what I'm saying? Fight your cause. Okay? Go ahead.
Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside and ask how thou doest?
Right, because they think that these people that's with them, or these other nations, they think that, oh, see, they're the ones that because like they make a lot of posts on social media saying, oh, well, I hate all you racist white people except for the few I'm cool with. It's like a meme post.
Right.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Except for the few white people that's cool. I love y'all. Okay.
You can come to the cookout.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Unless their line go back to Israel, they ain't cool.
And that's typically what it is.
You know?
A lot of those so-called cool
Yeah,
white people,
are Israelites.
they're Israelites,
They're
right?
Israelites anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
But reading on here, it says, or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside and ask how thou doest?
Right.
Thou hast forsaken me, saith the Lord Yahweh.
Right.
Thou art gone backward. Therefore will I stretch out my hand against thee and destroy thee. I am weary with repentance.
Right. So the Lord said He's tired of sending a judge, sending a savior. That's why He sent His Son. And now He sent us out here in these last days. But look, man, the Lord, the prophecy says that there's a time that the prudent shall keep silence in that day. So when it comes time to coming out here, we're not going to be doing this for much longer. So what you're going to get is you're going to get that destruction that the Lord's talking about. Because you want to be a part of this world. You want to be a part of this society. You want to be a part of, you want all lives to matter. You want your lives to matter, but you're with all lives mattering, But when it comes down to all races and creeds of people coming together, the Heavenly Father's against it. So who has more of a voice in the matter? You or the Creator Himself? And that's what our people don't understand and they don't get. So you're going to have to learn the hard way. Go ahead.
Verse 7, so this is Jeremiah 15 verse 7. And I will fan them with a fan in the gates of the land. I will bereave them of children. I will destroy my people, since they return not from their ways.
Right. And that's why we went into captivity. That happened back in, over what 2,500 years ago? 2,000 years ago, we was in the land of Jerusalem, and the Lord had that happen. And each kingdom, each repetitive lifetime that people have come back, we've always been in the spirit of doing everything else except for turning back to the Lord.
Right.
You've tried everything else, even to this. Now, you tried the Black Panther Party and the Black Pan-Africanism, and you tried the gang life. You tried to protest, the marches.
Yeah, you tried coming together.
Right.
Didn't work.
Right. So you tried just assimilating and
Selling the fuck out.
selling out, and you tried just living as a good American citizen. And guess what? They still destroy you. They still destroy you because this isn't the way we're supposed to be living. Okay? Yeah, go ahead.
Finish this here. It says, verse 8, their widows are increased to me above the sand of the seas. I have brought upon them against the mother of the young man a spoiler at noonday. I have caused him to fall upon it suddenly and terrors upon the city.
Right, and that is happening by Esau. Esau's doing it. Okay? He's the one that's bringing these terrors. Okay?
Because like the Lord said, that's his sword. Esau's the sword. So the Most High is going to use Esau to be the greatest villain that's ever been known, you know?
Yeah, right.
And then he got to play that role.
Yeah,
and he's
yeah,
done
yeah.
it perfectly thus far. And he's going to execute it to the end where, you know, where the nukes coming. And then he's just going to be his slave.
That's the cherry on top right there.
Yep.
Cherry bomb.
This is Genesis 11 and 1. And it says, and the whole earth was one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And that they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, go to, and let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven.
Right, and this is going into the history of the Tower of Babel. Okay, that's hey, he that doesn't know history is what doing to repeat it, right? So this is the history of what happened all those thousands of years ago. They built the tower to come together. Right, we're in Genesis right now. To give you an example of this, what our people are doing right now, that's not the way.
And this was an All Lives Matter movement.
Right, that was an All Lives Matter.
exactly.
That was an All Lives Matter movement.
A tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
Right, and that's why they're screaming is Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter.
Say their name.
Okay? Say their name because they want that name.
Trying to come together under
They're trying to come together on a banner, okay, that really the spirit is not with. Hell, the elites of this world, they're not with that spirit.
integration.
They're using it, they set it up to use it as a tool, as a mechanism to come down upon the people. Okay?
And Esau don't give a shit about his own people because that's who he sends in there to
Exactly.
infiltrate.
Yep.
You get in there, if you get caught with him, then that's, that's on you. But our agenda's being forwarded either way. You know?
Right.
The practice of farm.
Mr. Punn's fight.
I got just definition.
Yeah.
This is the definition of integration, or integrate. It says made whole, or it says bring together the parts of.
But how can you be brought together if you were never part? Esau never saw you as equals.
Right, exactly.
You know, they had you as less than a dog, you know, or considered on that same level. It's that they had the signs that said no Negroes, Puerto Ricans, or dogs.
Right.
Hey, come on, man. You on the level, not even of a dog, because at least you shoot a dog, you going to life in prison.
Right.
You shoot a Negro, you get a pat on the back,
Man,
man.
once they shoot a Negro, you're a hero.
Oh yeah, everybody's talking about George Floyd's GoFundMe money. Nobody's talking about the devil that killed him. GoFundMe. Right? I bet his GoFundMe is fat. That shit's probably bigger than George Floyd, man. But they're not gonna put that out because that's gonna further enrage you. What they do is just to actually do that, you know. And it said, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men built. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one.
See, all lives matter. Everybody was one in their movement to build a tower. Go ahead.
Behold, the people is one, and they all have all one language.
They have all one. Everything is one. All this, all that, all together.
It's the closest they ever got to it, right?
Right. That's the closest that all lives ever came to mattering. Go ahead.
And they begin to do. Now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do, because the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai isn't in the midst of it.
Nope.
All right.
Not glorifying him.
Right, because if you're not glorifying the Lord, you're coming in your own will, and you are
You're an enemy to
exalting yourself above the Lord.
And ultimately, the Lord separated everybody, like the brothers read earlier. That's not what the Lord's agenda is. He never did want that or ever will want that. Everybody coming together. That totally defeat the purpose of him making a special people.
Exactly.
Well, he just would have
Everybody
made
gotta
one.
come together.
He just would have made one person.
Exactly.
Right.
Everybody just look the same.
Everybody just look the same. We all family.
You're right.
But what do they say? But variety is the spice of life.
That's right.
Yep.
And it says, behold, the people is one, and they all have all one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Let us go down there and confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence, upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the cities.
Right, so they could no longer build that tower because the Lord scattered the people. Because he didn't want them to be all one. He didn't want them to be all together. That's why after you read the next chapter in the account, he chose one man to create one family of people to say, you know what? Everybody's been messing up since I made them. So you know what? I'm going to choose you out of everybody. And that's what happened. Of course, it started with Adam, but just as the story goes, since everybody, was corrupted and wicked, the Lord chose one man that really understood him and sought him, and he was going to make out of him, which is Abraham, he made out of him, his son, Isaac and Jacob, a great nation and a great people. Okay?
This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 51. It says, suppose ye that I am come to bring peace on earth? I tell you nay, but rather division.
That's right. So hey, there you go. The Lord, the spirit that's in the earth right now from the Lord is division.
Right.
Okay? It's division. Well, like you read earlier about the Lord didn't come to bring peace. Okay, but a sword. Division and a sword. Okay? Because this world has to be broken up into, you know what I'm saying, the nations, the potter's clay. It has to be broken up into the nations, divided nations. But the point is to separate the elect out of this world. Okay? So we have to be able to be out here and see and realize that, you know what, this world isn't for me. So where do I belong? Who am I? These are the questions you're supposed to be asking yourselves. Calling yourself African and or black and all of that, that came from the enemy. Everything that you have came from the enemy. Okay? Everything. Everything you have right now as far as you getting an education, it comes from by your oppressors. Except for this.
Even you damn Edomites calling yourselves white.
Right. That came from your
because you're not white either.
Right, you're not white. You're not pure. Okay. You got some? Okay.
Deuteronomy 32:8. It says, when the Most High divided to the nations.
Okay. You got it.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam.
So the Lord separated. All throughout the scriptures, you hear that in different books how the Lord. That's how you know the book is different books, but it's one in the same spirit. Y'all not one in the same spirit. So this time, Job said what? He said the Lord divided to the nations. Go ahead.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam.
He separated the sons of Adam. Go ahead.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
So everybody got their inheritance based off of the portion Israel got. Now, for example, right? Now, Israel, we got the land of Canaan when you go into the history, right? And then you got the other nations around them. That's all they got. So who owns the rest of the earth? Remember, he set the bounds of the people according to the Israelites. The Israelites were the measuring stick.
Yeah.
All he gave the other nations was just a piece of land around the Fertile Crescent. So while no one was over here, who did this land belong to? Israel. Yeah. Certain other parts of, in Asia. Who does that really belong to? That belongs to Israel, because we were supposed to spread and multiply. Yeah. Now, these nations got pushed out over there, but what's going to happen at the end of the day? Israel, just like Esau has that blessing of the dew of the earth, we was really the firstborn, we were to get that blessing. Because we want to rule over the earth. But the nations, they're going to be putting their little plots and they're going to pay tribute to us. But everything else belongs to Israel. Because Israel's supposed to be as the sand of the sea. Jerusalem was it. That's the chief part. But we got the rest of Eden. Remember, Eden, that's the whole planet. So this is really beautiful that we can have this promise from the Heavenly Father. And that's what our people don't get. They don't understand that this is greater than just, a small issue now in America,
Real quick precept to add to that. This is 2 Ezra 6 and we were here before, but 2 Ezra 6 and 58. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world?
And this is what our people are asking. Why don't our lives matter? Yeah. Why you got to destroy us and put us down in the street?
This is the last
But this is what the prophet asked for us. So let's see what the answer is.
And then to finish off the verse, it says, how long shall this endure?
Right, how long shall this endure?
Hey, well, they was holding up that sign. I don't know if y'all saw it.
How many more?
How many more?
Yeah,
Like, how many more?
Many
Yeah, yeah.
Many more.
There's gonna be
Two-thirds,
66.
actually.
And the Lord shall be many.
Before that Paris, and then they be saying
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, no, it's the ninth verse it says, for the Lord's portion is his people, Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
There you go. So when the Lord said, I'm going to take this portion, this lot, this particular group, I'm choosing Jacob. I'm choosing, like we say, Jake. Jake is short for Jacob. He chose the Israelites. That's what he chose. Everybody else, you just got whatever, you know.
You just here.
Yeah, you know, you're here to serve my people. But really, all creation, they belong to my chosen people. And they're going to rule over.
Even the people themselves, this was Psalms 2, I give you the heathen for
inheritance.
Possession. Once you inherit something, you now the ownership has been given to you. You know, so you have your inheritance. You know, that's part not only the land, but hey, the people, man. You know, it belongs to the Israelites.
And like how everything of us, we're property. So everything of ours is Esau's. So it's going, the tables are going to turn.
Don't pay your car note. Let's see what happens.
Right.
You think it's your car, right? All right. You got to pay the bill.
And they move to a certain part of land and just start building a house.
See what happens.
You know what I mean? You need a permit. You need, you need all this stuff, man. You know, you supposed
Did you
to
buy that land?
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to just move to an open field, right? And just start, you know, building wood and building houses.
Right.
Well, you can't even do that. You know?
People try that being homeless. You know, they'll be homeless in the woods, and then if someone gets reported, he's going to come and take the whole tent down. The man will have a house, and you're going to take the man's tent down.
They'll arrest you. You can't be sovereign. You can't. There's no sovereignty amongst you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You know, everything you do is going to be under Esau's, authority. He has to sign off at it. He has to sign off if you get a damn driver's license, man.
Right.
You can't even damn travel freely.
And license means permission. If you don't have permission to do it, then
You can't do nothing without
you can't do
permission.
nothing. And like you
Can't go
said,
fish.
our people are sovereign. That don't mean you go out there and you denounce your constitutional rights, and now you're sovereign. And if you change your name to Lamar Bay, you know, because the Moors put that sovereign.
Yeah, that's
We're not
so-called
talking about that
that's not
type of
real
sovereign.
sovereign.
That's not real sovereignty, because that's still based on rules that Esau set up.
They still
You
need
know what I'm
money.
saying? Yeah, you know.
Still need money.
These curfews and this martial law that's rolling out, it cuts that whole Moor doctrine.
Yeah, it cuts it down.
Because when they shut down these cities, all right, are you still sovereign? You gonna still take your black ass outside and with your chicken box hat on and think that you good? Let's see that. Let's see these Moors come out when they really shut this city down, man.
Yeah.
You're not.
And speaking of sovereign, look at your kids, man. You can't even, you know, if you leave your kids out of school for so long or don't give them vaccines, they want to take your kids away from you, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if anything, you literally produce that out of your body, but nowadays, the kids don't even belong to
Well, you sign them over at birth.
As soon as they come out the womb, man, you sign their ass over.
Maritime law. Go ahead.
This is Baruch 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us.
Right. To this day, we are in slavery. We belong to our enemies, our oppressors. We belong to Esau right now.
That's why you gotta. You live in different states. You got different licenses. That you belong to the state of Florida. You know, like the slave owner. Well, you belong to the slave house, Florida.
Right.
You belong in New York. You know, that's your owner. You know, because what happens if you get arrested? They send you back to your state.
Right.
You know,
And well, that's
look
yeah.
for, you know.
And that's what happened with the emancipation. Instead of you running away and you going back to your actual plantation owner, now with the federal in control of the different states and them having jurisdiction, now the people and the slaves that were a part of that actual state or whatever, they belong to the government. So that's why they can legally write those documents up. Oh, who was born here? You know, okay, what's his name? And you have to send that to a federal registry. That's why when they instituted the Social Security Act in the 1930s under Roosevelt, that's what they did. You had to now actually be registered underneath the federal government. You couldn't just be born. See, a lot of people prior to that was kind of just born. They didn't really have no school or medical records. You had to actually kind of just go to your local hospital city, and they had records. But the federal didn't necessarily have, you know, the, you know what I'm saying, the actual register.
Hey, our great grandmother, she was born prior to that. They don't even know how old she is. They just know she was born a certain. She was born and
within a certain
might
time.
be 100 and something.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's how it was.
That's why, like, certain Cubans, like the one dude that had fought Wilder twice, 14, and it's like, we don't know how old he is. You know, he just still fighting, but they can't prove how old he is, because, you know, certain regulations.
Countries and laws and stuff. Yeah, because Cuba's his own.
Yep,
His own sovereignty,
He could be like 50, 60 years old, still boxing, but they can't prove it, so they still let him fight.
You got these Hamites that come over here and be playing high school ball and be like 35 years old and shit.
Yeah, right.
Say the same thing about down New Pole. His age, you know, talk got, you know, paper out. He might have been in his 50s when he was in the league.
Yeah.
His age is kind of questionable. Same thing. They don't keep track of that shit.
And because a lot of these people in them countries, man, they live that ancient world lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? The king wasn't sitting here, you know, how many midwives are there? Okay, how many midwives? How many births?
Go to a census.
Yeah. They didn't have some of them in the wrong, certain kingdoms did. But the way Esau does it now, they didn't have it set up like that. That was something that Esau developed over the last century. Because it's all leading up to him. Eventually, once he developed the technology, he wants to give you that microchip implant, that mark of the beast. You know? And that's when the Lord, he's really about to bring this. See, Esau has an enterprise, he has an agenda. Set up these protests and these riots and these viruses and things. And then that way, once I put the pressure on the people to lock them down and keep them inside, they'll be enraged enough. That's the pressure from below. Pressure from above, pressure from below. And therefore, because the people want a solution, all right, the solution is you got to comply with this new world, this new image of life that I'm setting up, or you either a terrorist, or we're going to destroy you, all right, or we're going to leave you out the loop.
Order out of chaos.
You know? Order out of chaos. That's what's going on right now.
And what's the order? The new world order.
Yeah.
People talking about going back to normal. This is the new normal. It's called the new world order.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right. It's a new normal. A new world order, which is really a wicked world order. The real new world order is going to be established underneath Israel. Okay? It's really going to be established underneath the Israelites. Okay? I know I called for it earlier, but Isaiah 2.
Oh, I got it. Oh.
Yeah, Isaiah 2.
You still have one there. I got it.
Yeah, I'll finish.
Okay.
Yeah, you finish it.
I got that.
Just finishing off 3 and 8. It says, "Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power."
So the reason why we in our financial and economic situation as a downtrodden and disenfranchised people, okay, is because we went against the Lord. We went against the commandments. We went against what the Heavenly Father, we broke that covenant. We broke that contract. Okay, go ahead.
Root 4 and 6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath. Ye were delivered unto your enemies.
Yeah, that's why we're over here. We're not over here to make all lives matter. We're not over here to enforce the point that so-called Black Lives Matter. We're over here because of a punishment and our rebelliousness. And guess what? Only 1/3 of our people are making themselves accountable. We're the only ones holding ourselves accountable to what we did in our past lifetimes. But the majority of people don't want that. So they're going to have to fall when our enemy falls because they want to be joined with us.
Right.
But this new world order, this real new world order that's about to be set up, there's going to be a standard, there's going to be rules, there's going to be regulations that each 144,000 members is going to be able to rule over.
Right.
And then the other nations going to, then you know the rest of the 1/3, you know, is also going to enforce it. And then you other nations, you other people, you other races, y'all just going to have to follow behind it. The same way we got to follow behind what Esau says. These people are going to have to follow behind what the nation of Israel has set up.
Yeah.
Okay? You got that out?
Yeah, I got something for you. Yeah, brother got something.
Okay.
He spoke on it. Micah 4 and 1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord Yahweh shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above all the hills, and people shall flow into it.
Yeah. So that's what's getting ready to happen. That's prophecy. Now, Micah said that. Let's see what Isaiah said.
Isaiah 2:1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos did see, the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Right, so all the prophets said the same thing. They was all in the same spirit. They all saw the same vision. They all understood the things that were concerning Judah, Jerusalem, and the Israelites. Not black lives, not brown lives, not all lives, but what was concerning their own people personally. Okay? We keep reading.
Okay, it says, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all the nations shall flow unto it.
Right. So what the establishment of the Lord's house is going to be exalted above all these kingdoms, all these governments, all these so-called sovereign nations, poor countries. What is it? Rich nations, poor nations. Israel's going to be above all of them. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said that he's gonna sit on top of the mountains, so above all the other governments, all the other peoples. You know.
Yep. Yeah, they're gonna have to pay tribute.
Basically, King Solomon's kingdom times.
Yeah.
Right.
They gotta give all their first fruits.
Yeah, they're giving them
It's going to span over the whole earth. The whole earth is going to expand as the kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of heaven and earth. Okay.
It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
Right, so the people are going to want to come to us. Okay? People are going to come there and say, look, we're going to have to learn his ways. You know why? Because when you read Deuteronomy, Deuteronomy 64, about where it says that us following the wisdom and the laws and the commandments, that should be wisdom unto us. And then the nation shall say, surely this is a wise and understanding people. So they're going to be like, look, they got all the wisdom, understanding. They know how to grow crops the right way. You know, they know how to till the land. They know how to deal with gold and silver. They know how to deal with, rationality of mind and spirit. All the wisdom that we're gaining now in the spirit, as we're ruling, that's what the nations are going to want to,
You're going to be like miniature versions of us.
Yeah.
They're not going to be walking around in cowboy boots and jean jackets and shit. They're going to be wearing garments with the ribbons of blue.
Yeah.
Have beards.
Let's just say it's the king is over the people.
Yeah.
And look, that's why people are so savage, just because the leaders are savage.
The leaders are niggas, that's why.
And like the precept that brother quoted at Deuteronomy, the reason people are going to look at us like that is because we're going to be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments 100%. So we're going to be perfect in their sight. We're going to be immortal. So of course they're going to be like, man, this is the way. This is the way how a person is supposed to conduct themselves on this earth. Deal with the earth itself.
He's going to have posters of us up.
Like celebrities.
God says, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
So when it comes down to the laws, because y'all want justice according to the laws of this world, you're not going to get that. But guess what? When you go into our commandments, all right, there's laws for murder. Okay, there's a law for murder. Scripture says, "Thou shalt not murder." That's the 10 Commandments. Okay, so we're going to have to hold. So we're going to hold the nations accountable to that. So that's not going to happen. Scripture says that the nation shall not learn war anymore. So that's not going to be happening. Okay? All right? And if something,
you're going to be priests.
we're not going to be warring with no nation, and we're going to be the priests. But we're going to regulate that over the other nations. That's going to be our job.
The police.
Okay? Yeah, we're going to police. We're going to police these people. We're going to police them in righteousness. Okay?
That's right. It says, for out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people.
So these nations that are good, when they go off, we're going to rebuke you. We're going to, you know what I'm saying? Like Scripture says that if they don't keep the Feast of Tabernacles, there should be no rain. All right? We're going to be able to have control over every part of your life the way that these elites want control of your life. But we ain't going to need no microchips. All we're going to have is the law. We're going to have the Word, the Spirit, the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Basmi outside. That's what's going to be in control of the earth soon. We're going to police over them. Okay? We're going to have to say so. And if they don't do what we say, there's going to be repercussions. Okay?
And they shall beat their swords into plowshares. Hey, that's
Yeah.
It says
They should beat the swords and the plowshares. I mean, there ain't no more building nuclear weapons and coming up with a new Air Force fighter jet. Nah, bombs and chemical bio warfare. That's not going to be done in our kingdom. Okay?
You're gonna get to put to death for just the thought of it.
Right.
Yep. It says into pruning hooks, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
There ain't gonna be no World War IV. There's not gonna be no red lives matter. There's not gonna be no Edom, Ottoman lives matter in the kingdom. No red lives, nah. There ain't gonna be no red lives matter movement. But then you're gonna have Edomites and Ishmaelites joining, trying to come against Nah. That ain't gonna happen. Okay? Marching down the streets of gold. How much you will march down the streets? They're gonna be none of that.
Slavery is wrong. All lives matter.
So you might say slavery is wrong.
Shit, we might make it say that. Let it go for a few weeks.
That's it, you got some nerve.
And let it go for a little bit.
Right, right. Oh, wait a second. If we're here, uprising on Neptune?
And you know why? Another reason why the nation's not going to raise up swords and weapons anymore is because at the end of the day, we're gonna make sure that they're beyond good. War only comes when there's a war of resources, territories, and so on and so forth. But it ain't gonna be none of that. Why would these other nations? They're not even gonna be in a space to be able to war. Like why is Elam warring with Moab?
You're gonna deal justly.
Hey, that's Proverbs 29:2. Yeah. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. We're not gonna give them nothing to mourn about. We're gonna have it. It'll be none of that in the kingdom. Okay.
Why are you yelling at us?
That's the response. He ain't gonna get it.
Oh, y'all, that's the white man.
God.
Say that to the cops.
That
was it.
But I show you the cowardness of Jake too. Right, like, bro, you was
right here.
Right here.
Right here.
Stand with us, bro.
Yeah.
Book of Isaiah chapter 60. I'll start at verse 3. Isaiah 60:3. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about and see. All they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons and thy come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Then shalt thou see and flow together, and thy heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come up unto thee.
Yeah, that's right. Everything that these other nations get is they, because after the nuclear missiles destroy America and Israel, and the Israel's rejuvenated, there's going to be a lot of resources coming out of that Middle Eastern area. There's going to be a lot of resources coming out of the other places the missiles hit, because that fire is going to generate new life. It's going to fertilize the earth, the land. It's going to be rejuvenated, and then the rain that comes after. Remember, the Lord says it's going to give us the former and latter rain. That's going to increase us. Right. We're going to get there's going to be a lot more. Oh, another thing too, fire. What does fire create? That process, that fire hitting the earth like that, that's going to also help generate diamonds, rubies, gold, silver. You know what I'm saying? That refining process is going to be taken in the earth.
Because all those stones,
all those elements,
they're actually in the earth.
Yeah, they're in the earth.
When the
they're
earth
going to be pushed
hit,
up.
Yeah, when it hits.
Yeah, when it hits, it's going to go down. And it's going to change.
That makes sense.
We're going to have a lot of different jewels and things. And guess who's going to have to mine all of that? All you nations. So like the brother read, the forces of the Gentiles, we're going to have to go and get that after the missiles.
That word forces means one of the definitions is wealth. Wealth in the
And they're gonna be happy to do it. They're gonna want to give it.
It's like in the time of school. They were sending all kind of spices, ointments, everything. The best thing that you have in your land area, that's what you're gonna send us. The best of the best.
They're gonna send us Edomites.
Yeah. That's what they do with Now they do that with Jake. They go down to Brazil and Colombia, Venezuela, and they get all that oil because they're sitting on those resources. Okay? They're sitting on all the resources. There's gold there. Like when you go into Genesis, what does it talk about? It talks about those 4 rivers, right? And it talks about Havilah. When you go into that, it says where there is gold. Where there is gold. Okay? So when we get back over in that area and we're free to rule and to mine that gold, that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna know to go there because the scriptures tell us that. That's where one of the great rivers are. So just imagine having the nations down in that water, pulling up all that, you know, sifting all that gold out of there. We're gonna be getting all of that, man. All that is the greatness that's coming with us in the kingdom. But we can't do that talking about black and all lives matter. That's not the movement, okay? The true thing that's gonna move the world is what we're doing now, is telling you the truth about the Heavenly Father and His people. We're those people.
Right.
But we gotta come up under the understanding that the Heavenly Father has given us. How about repent? You know, we gotta repent. First of all, acknowledge.
That's why the Lord
take
said,
accountability for what we did. You know?
That's why the Lord said the kingdom is within us, because that's where it begins, man. Changing your ways, coming back to the Lord, serving Him, you know, seeking Him 10 times more.
That's right.
I got it.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. This is Wisdom of Solomon. This is with the what you were saying. This is Wisdom of Solomon 7. And I'm gonna start at 16. And it says, "For in His hands are both we and our words and all wisdom and knowledge of workmanship. For He hath given me certain knowledge of things that are, namely to know." Because part of the reason I pulled this is because Jake is so beaten down that we don't understand resources. You know, we don't understand, like you said, like Esau knows these things. He was scanned before he built any of these buildings. He sent out a what's the people that dig? Survey, and also what do they? Excavators is one.
Environmental engineers go out there.
But they send people out to dig and see what happened on this land before they dig. Archaeologists. Because right here, you never know what could have been happening right here. This could be a place that you need to actually reserve because something happened. There could be minerals. So you might build a business to make you $100 million, but there might be $1 billion underneath. But we don't have that type of knowledge. Because we're low. Like we think making it is having some FRNs in our pocket. Whereas Esau's like, nah, I want to go over there to Africa to go get lithium and things that we don't even know like that.
They got the fatness of the earth, so they can have that.
Exactly.
Hey, because real quick, like you're taking Revelation 18th chapter, it starts speaking about all the natural resources. The linen, the cinnamon. It never said cell phones. It didn't say cell phones, TVs, because all that is made to buy those elements. You know what I mean? So
that's right.
I'm gonna finish this off for you, bro. And it says, namely, to know how the world was made and the operation of the elements.
Right. So Solomon knew all that. We don't understand that Solomon was Yahushua. So as he comes back and he gains his throne in the earth, and he sets up King David and the rest of 144,000 in the elect, he's going to impart that wisdom unto us. So we'll know what to do and how to organize how we're going to rebuild this earth the correct way, right?
Solomon had, what was it, the Solomon mines? That were like south of Israel.
The legendary Solomon.
But he had Esau digging in them holes about 10 feet down in the ground to pull out. I forget what the mineral was, but they were deep ass holes when you could watch a documentary on. They were like 10 feet straight down, and it'd be like this round, and Esau be down in there pulling out minerals. All kind of minerals and jewels, man.
He was sent to the other side of the earth. That's what we're going to be doing. The ships of Tarsus, you know.
Yeah, but you know, like I said, the understanding the elements, we're gonna be able to know how to mix certain elements to do certain things. You know?
Real chemical.
Yeah, makes you know, who knows? You know, there's exactly. Make all kind of new metals. You know, by adding, you know, mixing certain elements. You know.
Yeah, Esau does that now. He takes certain of the elements, and you know, they call it alchemy. Which, you know, you got witchcraft and you got actual combined, you know, righteous alchemy, you know, bringing the elements together. You know.
You're going to be able to use destructive elements like plutonium and uranium, because also because you said Esau is he's on the left hand side, he's wisdom. So his mind was like, oh, I'm gonna take this element and make something destructive. But we still gonna use it, but we're not gonna use it to drop bombs.
Yeah, brothers, imagine what that stuff could be used for. Yeah. Imagine the hundreds of thousands of things you could use with plutonium, on the right hand side. They can't even stabilize that stuff. They don't even know what to do.
Because the Lord hasn't given Esau
everything,
the righteous knowledge. Because we say not all wisdom is what knowledge or something. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
It's not wisdom.
So Esau got, he's programmed, he's designed, so he got all the wisdom to do the, stuff like this. You know what I mean? For the bomb and stuff, but he doesn't have it. It's for the simple fact that the Lord gave him the knowledge to split the atom, but didn't give him the knowledge to put it back together. Once it's split. So the radiation, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, here it is. Hundreds of years later, kids are still being born with like extra eyes, defects, because the Lord didn't give them the knowledge to pretty much, get rid of that radiation.
I got a precept for you, bro. This is James 3:17, and it says, "But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable." Hold on, that's not it. James 3:15. And it says, "This wisdom descended not from above, but is earthly and sensual, devilish."
Oh, that's beautiful. What verse?
James 3:15.
We say sensual devilish, right?
Yeah, I'll read it again for you. This is James 3:15, and it says, "This wisdom is descended not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish."
Right. So the so-called wisdom that Esau has, that's sensual. It only stimulates what he can see, hear,
the lust of the eyes.
What he can gain. I know if I put this gunpowder together in some way, you know what I'm saying? I know by doing that, which I think Billy Jake created, put gunpowder together for fireworks and stuff. But Esau, when he mastered that, he said, I'm going to use this and mass produce it to wage war. Because when he came to this side of the world, the neighbors over here was like, you got those fire sticks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's using the thunder sticks. You know what I'm saying? When he brought the elements together for destruction, because that's what his blessing was.
And that was devilish.
Yeah, that was devilish, sensual. It was of demons. But when we get that same understanding, okay, we'll be able to bring certain elements together, because they say you can use plutonium and uranium they say the potential of it is free energy. We're not going to have to worry about, we're not going to have no power companies in the kingdom. We're going to be able to take the elements with the stones and be able, with the elements of the earth, and be able to create free energy for the kingdom. The light can shine everywhere.
That's what
what I'm saying? We're going to be able to do that. That's what Nikola Tesla was.
Yeah, him.
Yeah,
What's that other physicist?
Nikola Tesla.
Robert, he looks Chinese. And
talking about some of Kaku.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
And he measures kingdoms on type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4. And basically the top 4, type 4 is the kingdom of heaven. But he said that this kingdom is a type 0 because we get our energy from natural resources. Like we gotta burn coal to get, like we're not gonna be, we're not gonna be burning coal and stuff like that and wood and stuff to get power now.
That concept, that comes from the prophecy of the head of gold on down to the 10 toes. Because they didn't have to do that. They didn't have electricity and power and the way we're using it now. Okay? That came as Esau came into power, each kingdom got more deteriorated to the point that where it's just nothing but miry clay. Type 0 type of kingdom. But so when everything is exalted and he destroys his own self, all right, then that's when we're going to be able to take those elements out of that, and we'll be able to actually manipulate it in the way of righteousness.
And actually have increase from it.
Yeah.
If I can make a quick point real quick, because like Tesla, Rose spoke on Tesla. Regardless of how sophisticated electricity is, that car, he still needs what is a radiator, coolant. He still needs fluids. You know what I mean? Like regardless of how complex this place is, they still need the natural resources of the earth to pretty much power, these machineries.
Which creates scarcity.
That's what all the wars is about, oil.
Scarcity, which creates scarcity. And there's not going to be no scarcities in the kingdom. Like, we're not going to, oh man, you know, this shortage, it's a scarcity on oil. We gotta charge more money for it. Like,
How much abundance? Right. Yeah. The kingdom is not going to be ruled like this kingdom now. We're going to have a whole other. We don't really even know. We don't even know. But the examples that we give you through the Spirit and Scriptures, we understand that there's going to be something totally different, man. Okay? That's what we have coming to us, a new heaven and a new earth. Okay? Where it was righteous. As a matter of fact, if we get because I'm going to close out. Let's get
I got that precept you just quoted.
Okay, yeah, come. Yep.
This is Revelation chapter 21 and verse 1. It says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away."
Right, and that's not talking about a whole new planet, a whole new solar system. That's talking about a new rulership. This rulership that Esau has in corrupting the earth and oppressing the people, this whole fashion of life is going to go away. Okay? There's not going to be no systemic oppression. It's just going to be the Israelites, and you're going to understand that you're a servant to Israel. That's it, straightforward. Okay? There's not going to be no deceiving. You're going to know what it is. Okay? We're not going to have no secret rulers. We're not going to be secret. We're going to know who your kings are, who your priests are. Okay? So there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth because this rulership passes away. All right?
Verse 2. "And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband."
And that's what we're hoping to partake in. You know, we're hoping to partake in being married back to our Father, being joined back to our husband, which is Yahweh Shai, which is what Enemy calls Jesus. All right, we want to be joined back to our source of power. And in him bringing salvation, we're going to be delivered from that destruction that's going to take place here. And we're going to come down, we're going to be glorified. All right, we're going to have that elect, like we talked about the elect lady. You know, we're going to have that glory, we're going to have that honor, and we're going to do the Lord's will. And that's what we want. We want a whole new life, okay, which is promised to us.
Just like Yahushua, because Yahushua, he's going to receive his glory.
Yeah, he's still waiting.
He's going to come down in his glory, I mean.
Yeah.
You know, so when he comes down, people are going to glorify that Yahushua when he comes down. And we're joint heirs with him, so when we come down from the chariots after he gets us out of here, we're going to come down and we're going to be glorified, you know?
Yeah, and he's still waiting for that glory. He's still, although he's on the right hand of the Father, okay, he's still waiting on that glorious entrance. You know what I'm saying? Where he's going to, be like a whirlwind, but he's also going to be that Savior too. You know, he's waiting for that. Okay, we can't wait till he gets here.
Back in Revelation 21, it says, verse 3, "And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them, and be their power."
That's the Israelites. And as you read on, it says there's going to be no more sorrow, no more crying, no more tears, no more affliction. So everything that our people are mourning about, that's what we're going to get. But the only way that we're going to get it is through adhering to the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, Yahweh Shai, through the prophets, through the men. You know? But
much destruction.
Yeah.
As we say, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. We know all this got to happen before we can inherit the kingdom of heaven. You know?
Right.
Yeah. So with that, edifying, to the elect listeners out there, all the brothers and sisters, we want to close out by giving all praise and glory and honors unto
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakapadash.